Red Sonja 2025 is a sword and sorcery reboot of the classic comic book heroine, directed by MJ Bassett and starring Matilda Lutz. After decades in development, the film finally arrived in August 2025 with a limited theatrical run and subsequent digital release. Matilda Lutz carries the title role with palpable physicality and commitment. She brings grit and agility to Sonja, grounding the character's survival instincts and resilience even when the material around her falters. Robert Sheehan, cast as the tyrannical Emperor Dragon, stands out as a villain who infuses scenes with volatile energy. His performance gains traction more often than the script does, giving the antagonist a theatrical edge. Wallace Day's Anesia and supporting players like Michael Bisping and Martin Ford add muscle and menace to the ensemble, but their roles are variably developed, often reduced to archetype rather than fully realized characters. Overall, the cast gives earnest performances, but they're frequently undercut by the limitations of the screenplay and production. Visually, Red Sonja aims for a mythic fantasy aesthetic, complete with gladiatorial combat, arena battles, and mythical creatures. Some sequences reveal genuine craftsmanship and choreography, but many are hampered by dated CGI and effects that never quite coalesce into a convincing medieval world. The score and cinematography attempt to evoke classic fantasy epics, yet the overall production frequently feels constrained by a modest budget, leading to an experience that can resemble a high-end TV episode more than a modern cinematic spectacle. One of the central issues of Red Sonja is the narrative structure. The plot, Sonja's rise from slave fighter to reluctant leader against a tyrant, is serviceable, but it lacks distinct dramatic momentum. Story beats fall into predictable fantasy tropes without deeper thematic resonance. Critics have noted the movie's inconsistent pacing and thin character motivations, which diminish emotional investment. Dialogue can feel stilted, and essential world-building moments are often glossed over, making it difficult to fully immerse in Sonja's odyssey. To elevate Red Sonja beyond its current state, the film would have benefited from a stronger script focus, one that foregrounds Sonja's internal journey and clarifies the stakes of her quest. Deeper exploration of supporting characters and better integration of mythic lore could have enriched both emotional and narrative depth. Technically, more cohesive visual effects and tighter editing in combat sequences would lend the action greater clarity and visceral impact. Reception for Red Sonja has been mixed. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film sits in the middle tier, with critics describing it as constrained by budget yet possessing the moxie to be a respectable B-movie effort. Some viewers appreciate it as a nostalgic throwback to classic sword and sorcery fare, while others find it lacking the polish, stakes, and spectacle they expected from a major comic book adaptation. In fan circles, discussion often centers on whether the film captures the spirit of the comics. Opinions vary widely, with some praising Lutz's grounded performance and others lamenting what they see as missed potential. Film rating 5.5 out of 10. A mixed offering that entertains intermittently but falters under its own ambitions. A competent but unremarkable fantasy reboot. Final thoughts. Red Sonja 2025 is an earnest attempt to resurrect a beloved comic heroine for a new generation. It delivers moments of excitement and committed performances, but too often it feels hindered by budget limitations, narrative inconsistency, and underdeveloped world building. Like subscribe. Or don't show up when the Empire calls for reinforcements, because even Sonja doesn't fight alone.